everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the Bumble Bear set from Joy Clair, and here I'm showing you I printed it out on some Nina Solar White cardstock, and I resized the bumblebee and I stacked the hexagons to make kind of one image, but then I also printed it on some vellum, which is super cool. That's one really neat thing that I like about digital images is I can print them on vellum. The laser printer doesn't rub off. But here's another fancy trick. You can also print it on acetate. That's just regular acetate. I sent it through my printer. It printed it. I'm not using that today, but I did want to show you. So when I printed this out, I used my Silhouette software, and this is my Silhouette mat. This is all pretty new to me. I haven't been using digital images all that long, like actually using them. I've had a few come across my desk over the past, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. And this is the first time I've really delved into digital images very deeply, I guess. My friend Marie over at another card making blog, she shared with me how to use my Silhouette software, and I have been playing with it ever since. So here I'm just showing you that I cut all this out, and I'm going to show you that I cut the insides out of this like hexagon beehive thingamajigger that I made. And this is done on my laser printer. So all of this black printing, it's all foilable, which is super neat. You just use heat activated foil and you put it through your laminator, and it makes fun things happen. So I also ran that piece of vellum through the same program through my Silhouette. I'll put it on the sticky mat, ran it through, cut it all out, and everything matches. So here I have two bees that are exactly the same size, just showing you that these are the pieces that we're going to work with. Not all of them, but some of them. So first, this piece of vellum, I'm going to kind of decide what pieces I want to use. And I do decide on 3 of the bees, and I'm going to use the sentiment from the actual cardstock layer. And I will use the 3 bees from the cardstock layer as well. Now those bees, that's the same image from the stamp set. I just printed it in 3 different sizes. You can do that with digital stamps. You can make them any size you want. I actually printed out this giant dragon for the front of my house. He is 4 by 4. He's super fancy. I've used him on a card too. So you can do whatever you want with digital images, as long as if you can print it that size, you can make it that size, which is kind of fun. So here I'm just kind of selectively adhering the foil to where I want to foil these images. These vellum bees, I really just need to make sure that their wings are foiled. And then all of the white cardstock bees, I am going to foil those. You won't see me do that, but I'm going to foil those with black foil. It kind of adds this really cool heat embossed look. You get this super shine. You'll get to see it a little bit later when I do some coloring. But I did leave this in. This video is something a little different for me. I usually speed up my videos to 4 times, and I am trying to perfect the edit. I guess it's kind of always the thing you chase is the edit. You want to get your whole project in. You want to share everything you did, but you don't want to overshare and make people bored. Anyway, I'm sure you're bored right now. I just ran this through my laminator 3 times. I always run it through, and then I flip it over, and then I run it through, and then I flip it over, and I run it through the 3rd time. I just find with this Amazon Basics laminator, I get the best results. I also have it on the 5 mil setting. I think that's a heat setting. You know, the thicker stuff, it would make it warmer. I don't know. And then I always let my foil cool before I peel it off. I get the best impression when I do that. So I did the same thing with the beads. I ran them through 3 times. Here I'm pulling this off. Where I had the tape does transfer, or the foil does transfer to the tape, but I can just peel that off. And that is that Scotch removable tape that I use. I use it all the time. It's my favorite stuff. It is not thick enough to put an impression on my dies when I run through my die cut machine. It doesn't overly stick to anything. I have never had it tear anything, so it's my favorite. So here I am going to show you one of the bees. I colored them all identical, so I'm just going to show the biggest one to you because it's the easiest to see. So what I did is I figured out which lines are going to be yellow. So that's every other one. I kind of wanted his stinger to be black, so that kind of dictated how this went. And then I wanted his head to be black as well, so you know, it all works out like this. I mean, you could do like his little head yellow and his little stinger yellow, and you just have the opposite stripes. So I used a fluorescent yellow, which is, the fluorescent colors are kind of new to my collection. I like the bright, bold color that they bring. So I use that with a Y02 and then I believe the Y19 to get my yellow. And then here for my cool grays, I am going to use, or for my black stripes, I'm going to use grays. He doesn't look black in the end. He definitely still looks gray, but I kind of wanted this softer, brighter look because I'm going to have some foiling and it's rainbow and it's super fun. And I don't know, I just felt like it went well. So here I'm just finishing up the stripes on my little bee, and I do have you in pretty close. I wanted you to see how this blends together. The grays blend really nicely. It doesn't take much effort. Something like this, like the head here, or his little, I want to say it looks like a hat. He looks like he's kind of in a bee costume, doesn't he? A little bee is in a bee costume. Anyway, I'm filling in his antenna here with the C4. That's the lightest color. Now you've seen when I did the body, I went in with the darkest color and then the medium color and then the light color and, blended it together. Because this is a smaller area, I wanted to make sure that I had alcohol ink, which is what is in a marker, saturating the paper. It just makes things blend a little bit easier in anywhere, but I especially like this trick when I'm doing a small area, so I don't have to really work at it too much. Small areas you don't really have to work at too much anyway because they're so small, nobody really is going to pay attention. There's nobody on the planet that is going to pick this card apart after I'm done. They're not going to say that bee doesn't have the greatest blend. They're just not. They're going to say thanks for the card. I appreciate it. It's super cute. Have a great day. Thanks for thinking of me. So for his little face, I am going to color him in some really light earth tones. I went right over his eyeballs and right over his nose. Now you will see when I'm done that he is foiled in black, and I love the black foil. When I bought it, I talked about this a few videos back. When I bought it, I got it and I was like, what am I going to use that for? I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the coolest thing. It just looks like heat embossing, but it's flat. I can color right over it without worrying about hurting my markers. I absolutely like the black foil, and see how black the eyes are on that bee. Here you'll be able to see just how shiny he really is. I mean, it's super fantastic. So you see I did not color the wings at all. I'm going to cut them off. I know, gasp, right? Gasp. So I did fussy cut these. I know I cut them out with my silhouette, but I did fussy cut just the little bodies off. And then I was like, he could probably be something else if I did something else with him. And now I'm going to glue him to this vellum piece. And you see you got the vellum wings, and they're foiled with that rainbow foil, so they kind of match the hive. And he just fits right on there because they're the same size, because I printed them out at the same time. I love that about digital images, that I can just make them any size I want and I can print them on any surface. It's super fun. I just recently got this laser printer. I just got a really cheap Canon one. It only prints black. It's not a color laser printer. It was so worth it for me. I am absolutely enjoying my digital images so much more because of it, but they do work with my inkjet, and I have had no problem coloring them with my Copic markers with my inkjet. I just like the opportunity to foil them. I think that's super fun. So I'm using this here, the Nuvo adhesive, and I'm just putting little dots on this honeycomb pattern. You can see that I dry embossed that white panel. Can't see it too much on screen here, but it does add some texture in real life. You can definitely see it. And I popped up my larger bee here after I trimmed off all the extra that was hanging over. That sentiment, I did run that through my laminator with the same rainbow foil. And I'm going to pop that up. And I put this down on my black panel here, giving it a little border. And it just seemed so plain. I was totally missing something, right? I mean, I could put gems and jewels and all sorts of things on there, but it just definitely felt like it needed something. And while I thought about it, I added some sparkle to his wings because I thought, well, bees' wings should probably be sparkly. So I did the same thing with the medium-sized bee. I fussy cut him, and then I put him on the vellum bee. and I'm trying to decide where I want him. And I'm like, oh, he looks super cute up here in the corner. Well, then of course I needed the third bee because you can't have just two on there. So I did finish both of them with the sparkle on their wings. And for the card base, I adhered this to the card base. It's a top folding A2 size card base. I have not gotten into the fancy slimline cards yet. I'm sure it's coming. And then I just took the stencil that's I got from Pink and Main, and I added a little bit on the inside here to finish off the inside. So that is my card. I absolutely appreciate you stopping by, and I would like to know what you think. Do you like digital images? And have you tried the Joy Clair stamp line? I am loving it. They are super cute, and there's something for everyone. So as I say here, thank you for stopping by, and as always, give cards generously. Bye!